I'm a contract manager with the Corps of Commissionaires, Saskatchewan North Division.
I work for the RCMP guard room. I'm a matron or prison guard.
My father was in the Navy before me in the war, and then I wanted to travel, but I couldn't afford to travel the way I wanted to travel, so why not have the Navy, go to the Navy and get to travel? The advertising campaign back there's no life like it, and that's true. You can't sue them for that. There is no life like it. I retired from the Reg Force because it was, hard to not move the family, and my priority was to keep them in one spot. I wanted my children to have roots, like I grew up with roots, and I wanted them to have roots so they didn't get posted every 2 years.
We didn't have to move around at all. He was the one that went away a lot. So growing up when I was little, didn't see him as much, or at least my memories. I don't remember him being around very much, but when he was home, I was Daddy's little girl, so I was like the son he never had.
A couple of times I took imposed restrictions, and you pass up some career progression moves by doing that, but that's okay. Family first. I went from the military straight to the Commissionaires. It's a good way to transition into that civilian mindset, especially in business and stuff like that. Like in the military, how often did you have to deal with the labor law? So, which is something I had to learn in a hurry. Well, I actually don't work with my daughter because we did that on purpose. She works for a contract that's not one of my contracts, so there's no perceived, influence.
Ultimately, I wanted to get my foot in the door to get on with city police or potentially RCMP. And then I ended up kind of realizing what police officers actually have to do every day, and they deal with a lot of stuff, and it's not easy, and currently I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but I'd like to maybe go into corrections or deputy sheriffs or even get into the court system.
I think it's an awesome opportunity for them. I mean, I never really saw my daughter joining the military. I don't think she ever expressed interest in joining the military. But at the same time, she grew up with the military.
It's as close to getting some hands-on training to get into something that's a little bit in depth to what I like.
Don't close the door on it. It's not just old men, and it's not just a guy watching a gravel pit, right? There's more to it. I can say that being a contract manager, I know a broad scope of the whole thing, right? So I see the bigger picture.
Get on board. It's definitely a good opportunity. There's lots of positions available, different areas. I mean, myself being a prison guard, so through the Corps, there's city police and lots of airport as well. There's lots of security opportunities. I would definitely recommend it. So, I mean, even thinking about it now, if I were to move on to, say, another job, when I work that job for a long time, I'd probably retire and then come back to the Corps for a bit, for sure.
It's not just the camaraderie, but really it's like a family too.